Spelman College, a place dedicated to the growth and development of Black women. Since its beginnings in 1881, the institution has educated many thinkers, activists, doctors, and so many other people from different disciplines. The students have huge shoes to fill being at the #1 HBCU, 13 years and counting. The model of greatness each Spelmanite is told about is the Spelman Woman. Now, I'm on my second year here at Spelman, and I have yet to meet this Spelman woman that everyone talks about. So I decided to take to the streets and see what other people might have to say about her, since everyone here at the Spelman community has heard her narrative time and time again. Kim, can you describe the Spelman woman?
You're just gonna ask me a question like that? Okay. Well,
am I being nice or am I being mean?
Be honest.
Friendly and inspiring and very honest and very open about the world and willing to learn new things, you know. Spelman women are very cultured.
The Spelman woman is someone who is successful in any field that they choose to be successful in, whether it be like medicine or the arts or just, success in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, Kayla. Who is the Spelman woman?
What?
Who is the Spelman woman?
All of us?
Who is the Spelman woman? I'm a Spelman woman.
I'm the Spelman woman.
The Spelman woman is the ideal for Black women or non-gender conforming women. That was confusing, but you know what I mean. She is someone who is smart and intellectual.
I don't know. There's so many different types of people that go to Spelman. There is no one Spelman woman.
The Spelman woman is whoever she wants to be. I think the only thing is she has to be willing to be friendly to others.
And they're not defined by what society defines them by.
motivated towards her goal of becoming great.
She's got everything together. She's got her grades. She's got whatever project she's working on. She's doing research over the summer if she does that, or has an internship. She's got all the bags secured, and she also looks flawless all the time and is just walking around with this goddess power.
Passionate.
Extremely determined, that's the nice word. I think the mean word would be overzealous. Spelman woman can also be critical.
What does the Spelman woman look like?
Someone looks like anything and anybody. They can be light, dark, tall, short, anything.
A Spelman woman could be any woman.
Brown to light skin.
I feel like the stereotype is tall, thin, and light skinned. In my head, she's light skinned. She's got on her pearls and a Spelman blue dress with black pointed toe heels, and is thin, has a little bit of curves, and she's got her hair pulled back in a bun.
After the more impromptu interviews, I decided to sit down with a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, and a senior to see if their narratives varied by year.
I would say the Spelman woman is a successful, confident, young Black woman.
Spelman woman as a person, I feel as though she's a very bold yet graceful person. So if you saw her out in the street, you'd be like, oh wow, that girl got it going on. And she has a lot going for her. She knows exactly where she's going in her life, exactly what she wants, and she sets up her life in a way to achieve that. But that also leaves little room for mistakes, little room for error.
I think the Spelman woman in the eyes of Spelman is someone who is Christian and someone who wants to strive to be an innovator and someone who wants to change the world.
From my first entrance here at Spelman, the Spelman woman to me was someone who's cisgendered, because the idea that we identify all as Spelman we're cisgendered,
heterosexual, I don't know, able-bodied, like a lot of like things that are, and it doesn't really looks at the Spelman student that is not like, you know, those things. So from that narrative, this is very short and sweet, but from that narrative, I kind of started to depict my own idea of what like the traditional Spelman woman, but then also adding like everyone's individuality. I do believe that there is some merit, some value in identifying as a Spelman woman, in the sense that there's this legacy of resilience, this legacy of excellence, this legacy of, you know, carrying the torch.
Her story, in a way, I definitely feel that people create this idea or this narrative of a Spelman woman as though she's been through a lot of trauma, and as a result, that's kind of why she is who she is. That's why you think she's so strong, because she's gone through so much in her past.
You have struggled to come to Spelman. I feel like every woman that I've talked to at Spelman, there's been like a struggle for them to come to Spelman. So I think that's an ongoing thing with Spelman Woman. Like, you struggle to get here and you struggle through Spelman, and then somehow at the end there'll be a great outcome.
There are some ways in which like Spelman like shapes us, in the way that we stick up for each other, in the way that shit like even a classroom is ran, you know, like there's a certain way that like a Spelman woman, like her story, like she kind of their story, just like, you know, compilate through Spelman. I think it's like a push and pull.
The story of the Spelman woman is originally when they came here as a first year, they came from whatever backgrounds and whatever place, and they grew here, they were modeled here, and now after teachers and professors, people that want them to be successful have poured into them, they're now the Spelman Woman.
I first heard about the Spelman Woman probably my freshman year, when they were just teaching us how we should act and how we should present ourselves in front of people, how we're supposed to be very confident and very just knowing what we're supposed to do in life. And that's a lot of pressure to put on someone who's just coming to college.
I think the first time I'd ever heard of the idea of the Spelman woman, I was in the office at my high school, and one of the women, she was a Black, middle-aged woman that I had known my entire life. I told her that I was applying to Spelman, and she was like, "Oh, you're gonna be a Spelman woman now." And then the basketball team found out that I was applying to Spelman, and all of them would call me Miss Spelman, or she's a Spelman woman. And then from there, kind of in the context that they were using it, I kind of figured out what exactly constituted as the Spelman woman.
How does the story of the Spelman woman inform the way that you carry yourself as a part of the Spelman community?
Well, essentially what that means to me is whenever I apply for a club or an organization, that I'm always putting my best foot forward.
I think I've definitely have become more empathetic. I think prior to like attending Spelman, to like, you know, becoming that Spelman night, I think I used to be a lot more individualistic.
I had to learn how to be confident for myself, and I don't think Spelman really taught me that. I think Spelman forced me to do it.
There was one time I was in the airport and I was wearing my Spelman sweatshirt, and I think like I had put my bag on the little conveyor belt and not in a little container, and then the guy made a comment about me being a Spelman woman and how that wasn't really of a thing that a Spelman woman would do, and I thought that was just kind of like, just why?
I think they wanted me to be more competitive with my sisters, with my siblings.
Not everything is a competition, but they really prepare you for the real world. From the first year that you're here, as a first year myself, I've never had to apply for so many things.
I am very vocal, I'm very like assertive, but I, you know, in the classroom specifically, like, you know, I let others who I know, you know, usually don't speak up. I let them, you know, take as much space as they need. I take up as much space as I need.
It doesn't really affect me now because I know how problematic the idea of the Spelman woman is. But initially coming into Spelman, I thought I'd always, have to look a certain way.
So after hearing everyone's story about the Spelman Woman and who she might be and what she represents and everything, I've kind of come to the conclusion that she doesn't exist statically. Like, the story of the Spelman Woman is constantly changing with each Spelmanite that even enters the sphere. And it should change. The version of that narrative each person receives influences how they've developed as a part of the larger Spelman community. The narrative of the Spelman Woman has developed each Spelmanite's identity, and it should change and grow so that it can be helpful to develop a broader range of Spelman identities, because diversity is what makes a community stronger.
I feel like if I'm truly winning, there's somebody else that's like winning from that as well. Like, and I just try to carry that as best as I can.